Hello Cowboys Nation, welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. Cowboys injuries: Diggs DNP, Beebe and Overshown still limited. Desperately needing a win to remain in the playoff chase, the Dallas Cowboys crushed the Washington Commanders to move into second place in the NFC East. With the win, Dallas could look to add help and has been rumored to be interested in Las Vegas Raiders edge rusher Max Crosby. Not likely, but who knows? What we do know is that in some shape or another, help is on the way, if only down the line. The Cowboys opened the practice windows for Cooper Beebe, Siobhan Revel and DeMarvion Overshown to return from injury. All Dallas has to do is hold down the fort, and this team could be in a lot better shape. We don't yet know if they will be activated before Sunday, but it's noteworthy how they followed up their return to action yesterday, and their status today. This week, there is a tough test on the road at Empower Field at Mile High Stadium against the Denver Broncos. Here is the initial injury report. Center Cooper Beebe, ankle, was once again limited on Thursday, as were Siobhan Revel and DeMarvion Overshown. Although Overshown was seen with a bulky knee brace in pictures circulating on social media, he reminded fans on X that the brace is an accessory, not a necessity, perhaps indicating that he is further along in his recovery than once perceived. As for the players on the active roster, no sign of Trevon Diggs after missing last week's game with a concussion. He logs another DNP this week. Donovan Wilson, elbow, shoulder, was also a DNP today. Tyler Smith, knee, and Kenny Clark, elbow, were both again limited on Thursday. Meanwhile, Jonathan Mingo, knee, Kenneth Murray, ankle, and Kalen Carson, hamstring, were full participants for the second day in a row. Tyler Guyton was added to the report today and was limited with a glute injury. The Broncos have a very short injury report this week. Offensive tackle Mike McGlinchey was a full participant Thursday as he manages a foot injury, and linebacker Jonah Ellis was upgraded to a full participant after being limited yesterday by a shoulder injury that has kept him sidelined for the last 2 games. It sure sounds like the Cowboys could trade one of their biggest stars. Jerry Jones might be back at it again, albeit with another one of the Dallas Cowboys' household names, not white Vans sneakers, deep cut reference. The club's much-maligned owner and general manager has already shown us he's not afraid to trade away stars, and cornerback Trevon Diggs could be the next casualty. Diggs' standing with the Cowboys has paradoxically been in question since he signed a 5-year, $97 million contract extension in July 2023. Between his on-field regression and nagging health concerns, fans have been prepared to move on from him for what feels like an eternity. Well, at long last, Cowboys Nation may have its wish granted in the coming days. CBS Sports' Cody Benjamin identified Diggs as one of 30 potential trade chips leading up to the NFL's November 4th deadline, which certainly feels plausible. Dallas enforced the $500,000 de-escalator in his pact this past offseason for not rehabbing with the team. Not only did this reportedly catch him off guard, but Jones subsequently called out his leadership to the media, which only ruffled more feathers. Tension between Diggs and the Cowboys has ostensibly continued mounting. The stunning move that sent all-world pass rusher Micah Parsons, the corner's closest friend on the squad, to the Green Bay Packers marked another crossroad. This storyline has only exacerbated the persisting problems in Dallas. Since Parsons' departure, Diggs has seemed mentally checked out. There's viral video evidence of this. Guess where the latter was during a pre-game huddle against the former Packers while Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott was getting everyone fired up? Walking around the outside of the circle, head in the clouds without a care in the world, and his attention directed elsewhere. Benjamin notably prefaced his Diggs write-up by saying, "Dallas isn't likely to deal the streaky corner after already parting ways with Micah Parsons this year." However, that same logic works as a counterargument for more reasons than one, as previously alluded to. To add insult to injury, Diggs has also publicly said he wants to play more man coverage. As the Dallas faithful begrudgingly knows, this isn't part of Cowboys' first-year defensive coordinator Matt Eberfluss's scheme. The ball hawk airing his grievances to the media is just another sign of this strained relationship. Rerouting Diggs in 2025 leaves behind palatable $2.94 million in dead money and creates approximately $9.15 million in cap savings. He's currently in the concussion protocol after a mysterious home accident. Browns trade rumor from ESPN is great news for Cowboys, Patriots, and Chargers. When it comes to the teams that could be in the market for a running back ahead of the November 4th trade deadline, the Dallas Cowboys, New England Patriots, and Los Angeles Chargers all come to mind. The Patriots could use another reliable veteran back in their backfield, as Antonio Gibson is out for the season, Ramondre Stevenson has fumbling issues, and Trevon Henderson clearly doesn't have the trust of the coaching staff. Javonte Williams has been a pleasant surprise for Dallas, but the Cowboys are short on depth behind him, with rookie Jaden Blue serving as the running back too following the season-ending injury to Miles Sanders. The Chargers are missing Najee Harris for the season, and Omarion Hampton won't be back until Week 10, at the earliest, although there is now doubt about that given the fact that Hampton is still wearing a boot 3 weeks after suffering his ankle injury. Luckily for all three teams, there is at least one solid option on the trade market, as ESPN's Jeremy Fowler reports the Cleveland Browns are open to trading veteran running back Jerome Ford. The youth movement is ongoing in Cleveland, where Quinton Judkins is featured in the backfield. The Browns are open to dealing Ford, who has 1,463 career rushing yards and 12 scrimmage touchdowns, Fowler wrote. The tailback market hasn't intensified, though. Teams with needs at the position haven't been overly active, at least not yet, he added. At 2-5, the Browns are in the midst of another losing season and should be looking to stockpile draft picks. Ford is a top trade candidate given the fact that he's in the last year of his contract and the Browns invested 2 2025 draft picks on running backs. Ford has proven he can make an impact both as a runner and pass catcher and can provide a steady hand in the backfield for whichever team acquires him. He tallied 813 rushing yards and 319 receiving yards in 2023 and then followed that up by posting 565 rushing yards and 225 receiving yards in 2024. What's also attractive about Ford is he figures to come cheap and should only cost a late-round pick swap. At that price, Ford could be an option for several teams, including the Cowboys, Patriots, and Chargers.